you'd have said, no, don't put me in this. No. That's about somebody else. Don't ask about Job. Job, nothing. Keep Job out of this. And you see, God had to exclude you from a conversation about you because you would have never accepted the process, even with the details of the outcome. You would have never willingly allowed all the things that happened to you to happen to you without some kind of rebuttal. Job is minding his own business, has no idea that this conversation is happening in the supernatural concerning him. Job is somewhere in worship. Job is somewhere at a Thanksgiving dinner with his children. Job is somewhere counting his cash. Because if you read the text, Job was in a good place. Job was wealthy. Job was fine. I want to tell you something, Eva Hogan. I was fine until God started bragging on me. I was in a good place. I was making good money. I was counting my little cash. I didn't care about nothing and nobody until God called my name. Isn't it interesting? I feel like having church in here. I want you to tell your neighbor, God called my name. And tell him the next thing I knew, all hell broke loose. God put his hand on me. Now people don't like me. God called me. Now people talk about me. God anointed me. Now people can't stand me. I was doing fine until God called me. Let me get out of here. I got 5 more minutes. And then I'll be where I want to be. Brothers and sisters, I hear the Lord saying, this has nothing to do with you. Said the reason why I called your name is because you have been a threat to Satan and his kingdom. And God said this has nothing to do with you. He said, I chose you to prove a point to him. He said, I selected you to show Satan that whenever you abandon your post, I'll raise up another. Because you got to understand that Satan was the worshiper. His name was Lucifer. He was the one that gave praise to God. He was the one that lifted up the name of God. And he got beside himself and wanted to set his throne and his kingdom above God. And God took Satan and a third, come on here, and cast him out of heaven. The prophet Isaiah said, I saw the fallen angel fall like lightning. Look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor, I replaced him. Now I'm the worshiper. You ain't got the right kind of neighbor. You got somebody next to you that just came here because somebody invited them. Find somebody that ain't too ashamed to admit, now I'm the praiser. Now I'm the worshiper. And Satan can't stand it. He can't stand it. Whenever I lift my hands, he can't stand it. Whenever I shabak, he can't stand it. Whenever I clap my hands, he can't stand it. Whenever I speak in tongues, he can't stand it. When I start dancing, he can't stand it. When I start leaving, slap somebody, tell them, excuse me, I'm about to make Satan mad. Well, go ahead and make him mad right now. How could you go through all that you have been through and still lift up God? You got to understand, God already knew that you had it in you to go through what you're going through and still give him glory. God already knew Harriet. He already knew Jerome. You can go through and might lose your mind. In a matter of moments, Job received word that his family was having a dinner together, and there was a wind that came and blew on the beams of the house. His house collapsed, killing all of his children and his servants. But one servant escaped, and he said, I only have escaped to tell you the news. All of his cattle, which equated to currency, was destroyed in one day. And the servant said, I only have escaped to give you the news. Job, not only are you broke, but all your children are dead. Your legacy is over. Your future is done. Y'all don't mind my preacher? Yes. I said, say yeah. Job, you finish. Job, there's nothing left to you. But Job looked up and said, Lord, you have given, and Lord, you have taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. All I came to tell you is no matter what happened to Job, he never gave place to Satan. Satan was at the conversation. Satan wanted to tear him asunder violently, but Job gave the glory to God, because Job understood if it happened, then God's got a plan. If it happened, then God's got a reason. I got to get out of here, but shucks, I feel like preaching. Shake your neighbor up real good and tell him I can't explain to you why all that stuff happened, but what I can tell you is that if it happened, I'm gonna need you to hang in there, because that means God has got a plan for you. Grab somebody else sitting on the other side of you and tell them, ooh, neighbor, I'll be back to get you, son. I just feel like preaching a little bit. Tell them, oh, neighbor, I don't know why all hell done broke loose in your life, but one thing I can tell you is that in the middle of it all, God still had you on in mind. Tell him, I don't know when, but all I know is God is about to bring you out if you just hold. I said, hold on. Shucks, I feel like preaching, but I ain't got enough people want me to preach. I'll find somebody. Tell them I got to tell you, I got to praise it, because my praise is the only thing holding me together. Say yeah. Say yeah. Job said the Lord giveth. Come on, son, I'm ready to get out of here. The Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Shannon, he praised God in the midst of it all. And this is what blessed me. He made the devil so angry that the devil went back to God. And God asked him, where are you coming from? He gave the same answer that he gave in 1 and 8. Walking to and fro, up and down in the earth. Here come God again, bringing up Job, asking the same question. Chapter 1 verse 8. Have ye considered days, Job looked at his wife, said, though he slay me. Y'all want me to pray? Shake your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, I don't care. You ain't got the right neighbor. Shake you a neighbor. Like you gon' shake them crazy. Tell them neighbor, I don't care what the devil do to me. My testimony is I still believe God. Though he slay me, yet will. Yet will. I trust him. Is there anybody here? Shake somebody else. Tell them neighbor, do you mind if I get my praise on? Cause today is the day I show the devil why I'm his replacement. Cause no matter what I